So you're tired of renting and you want to own a home of your own, but you don't know where to start? Well, you have found the right channel. My name is Aaron Gallagher, and I'm a mortgage broker with Edge Home Finance. I want to become your number one mortgage guy, and you have stumbled across video number one of my Home Buyers Workshop series, where I'm going to take you through the ins and outs of home loan financing so you can become a better informed consumer and start getting out there looking for a home so you don't have to rent from somebody else anymore. So before we get started, I do want to say one thing. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. Real estate is a time tested investment. It has gone up over time. It's still going to continue to go up over time. So as long as you can buy it and hold it, you're going to ride that roller coaster. It's going to go like this. It always has that upward trend, and we hope it continues to do so. You can't go wrong with owning a home of your own. Renting from somebody else is only making them rich, not building any equity for you. And you want to have that safety and security for you and your family moving forward in life. All right, we're going to go through these slides rather quickly. I'm going to hit the high points. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, or you can always give me a call at 217 618 6811 or send me a text to that number as well. Maybe we can schedule a time to talk together. We're going to talk about over of home ownership, the benefits of home ownership, the path, and my commitment to you as a mortgage lender to helping you make the process as easy and understandable as possible. Now, over the years, I've come across lots of different objections from people who want to buy a home but don't think they can. So, these are some of their common fears. The biggest one is I can't afford a home right now. And the fact of the matter is, until you sit down and done the math, you don't know what you can or cannot afford. If you can afford to pay rent, chances are we might be able to find a loan product to buy a home that fits your monthly budget when it comes to a mortgage payment. And in some cases, you might have to get serious about your finances and cut out some of that frivolous spending, such as that everyday trip to Starbucks, cut back on some streaming services, tighten your budget up to get yourself a few $100s more per month to get you in a position to own a home. Now, sometimes that's tough to do, but that's one of the things you have to do is the math first to determine what you can and can't do. Now, number two, I can't buy a home because my credit isn't good. I've come across this so many times over the years where people think I can't buy a home because my credit isn't perfect. I had a late car payment, I had a late student loan payment, I got behind on my utilities or whatever it is, and they really think that that is going to prevent them from buying a home. But until you sit down with a qualified mortgage professional like myself, have your credit pulled, you just don't know what your credit really is and what is out there and available to you. Now, there are some loan programs that do require extremely good credit scores, and there are some loan programs out there that have a little latitude when you've had some credit hiccups over time. So, an FHA loan, for an example, is a program where we've got a little latitude when it comes to credit hiccups. And you'd be surprised what you might be able to qualify for so long as your credit is not a complete train wreck. But that's what I'm here to help you find out. Okay. Now, this one I come across all the time as well. I don't have 20% for a down payment. Who does? I don't know too many of my clients today, unless they're older and they have owned many homes where they've built up equity and they use that from the sale of one home to invest in the next home that really have 20% down. So don't fear if you don't have 20% down. There are loan programs out there today where your down payment requirement could be as little as 0% down to as much as you want to put down. So, for example, if you're looking to live in a small town, you might qualify for USDA, which is the United States Department of Agriculture Rural Housing Financing, which is a 0% down loan program. And the reason why it's 0% down, it's to encourage investment in rural communities. So, if you think you can't get into a home because you don't have 20%, there is one route you could go. FHA requires as little as 3.5% down, and there are some conventional loan products out there today that require as little as no money down. Now, keep in mind, even if you have no money as a down payment, you still have to have your closing costs, but we're going to talk about that in a different section, okay? Now, student loan debt doesn't prevent you from buying a home, and if you're making your payments on time and you're keeping up with everything, you might be able to still buy a home if you have those student loans. I have a lot of clients out there that have substantial student loan balances, but they are on payment plans that are affordable for repaying the loans that have still allowed them to purchase a home. So, again, until we've sat down and done the math and pulled credit, we don't know what you can or can't. But if you wait to pay off those student loans and you're not paying them off at an accelerated pace, Hell, you may be 20 years in before those loans are gone. And that $300,000 house 20 years ago is now $600,000 20 years later. So waiting to buy a home until you pay those student loans off may not be the best thing for you to do. But again, now until you sit down and do the math, there's just no way to know. Now, should I wait till the market gets better? Well, define better. Does better mean house prices are falling and interest rates are going up, or interest rates are falling and home prices are falling? Well, we don't know when those things are all going to happen together. But as I said in the beginning of the video, real estate has typically went up in value over the years. And if you try to time it, I would say it's like trying to time the stock market. Probably not a good idea. You're in it for the long haul. So if you think you need to wait because that's what makes you feel good, then wait. But if you are tired of being a renter and tired of seeing your money wasted every month going to a landlord, if you can get into a house now, get into it today. Why wait? Now, will hiring a real estate agent save me time? Yes, it will. And it'll probably save you money as well. And the reason why I say that is the realtor is going to know the market where you're buying a home. They're also going to know what is a fair offer to give to the seller. And if you have a really good, savvy realtor, they might even be able to negotiate what are called seller concessions, which is a way to get the seller to help pay some of the costs associated with getting a home loan. Like I said earlier, you're going to have closing cost. And if you can get the seller to pay any of that for you, that's just going to be less money out of your pocket. Closing costs, for example, could be your credit report, your portion of title charges. You're going to have to pay for an appraisal. So these are things that if you can get the seller to help contribute, it could save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. But that's how your realtor is going to be a benefit and an advocate for you. So hiring a real estate agent is absolutely something I would say you need to do. Now, let's talk a little bit about the benefits of owning your own home. Right off the bat, there could be tax benefits if you're able to itemize. You can be writing off property taxes and mortgage interest. But again, that's something you need to take up with your tax preparer or your CPA. Not everybody itemizes, so there may not be a tax benefit, or there could be one. Again, consult with your tax professional. Now let's talk about appreciation. This is one of the things I've been hitting on since I started this video. Home prices in the United States have risen about 4.26% per year. So that growth is compounding over time. So when you hear people say, well, home prices go up between 4 and 5% on average, that is about right over the last 50 years. So when you buy that real estate and wait, like I said in the beginning, that's how you're going to build wealth through real estate. Okay. And then the other thing, equity. Money paid for rent is money that you'll never see again, but mortgage payments let you build equity ownership and the interest in your home, again, contributing to that building wealth through real estate over time. So, benefits of owning a home are absolutely fantastic. Savings, let's talk about it. Building equity in your home is a ready made savings plan. And when you can sell, you can generally take up to $250,000 tax free or $500,000 tax free if you're married, meaning if your home sold for, let's say you walked away with $250,000 from the sale of your home and you're a single person, that's tax free money. Okay. And if you're married and you walked away from the sale of your home after expenses with $500,000, that's tax free money. Now, again, please consult with your tax preparer, your CPA, or tax professional. I'm not here to give you tax advice. This is just one of the general things that homeowners can look forward to when their home goes up in value. Okay. And predictability. Unlike rent, your fixed rate mortgage payment doesn't rise over the years, so your housing costs may actually decline as you own the home longer. Now, keep in mind that property taxes and insurance, they're surely going to go up. You have no control over that, but the actual loan payment to the bank, that is going to be fixed for 30 years or 15 years if that's the type of loan you got. Now, if you've got an adjustable rate or a balloon, that could be different. We're strictly talking about, fixed rate loans. You know that that house payment is going to remain fixed for the time period that you have that financing in place. And freedom, the home is yours. You can decorate it any way you want, choose the type of upgrades that you want to put into the home. If you want to remodel your kitchen, you don't have to ask the landlord. If you want to redo the landscaping, you don't got to talk to the landlord. It is your house. So keep in mind you can personalize a home to make it yours, a house. Make that house a home, make it yours, okay? And let's talk a minute about stability. Remaining in one neighborhood for several years allows you and your family to build long lasting relationships with the community. And it offers the children the benefit of education and social continuity. We all know that if you live in a place for a long time, it really is better than if you're moving every year or every 2 years if you don't have to. Now, some people don't have a choice. They may have careers or military service that requires them to move. But if you like the city that you live in, finding a neighborhood that works for you and your family and staying there for a while really helps build community and those long lasting bonds like we talked about. All right, so here we are talking about the path to home ownership. These are going to be the steps that you need to take in order to come to the successful completion of purchasing your home, where that seller is going to put the keys in your hand. Okay. Step number one, and the most important thing in the beginning, is you need to get pre approved with a lender like me. Because until you get pre approved, you do not know how much money that you're going to need for your down payment and closing costs, and you don't know what you can afford on a monthly basis. So until we know what those two things are, you don't know what home you can look at. Okay. So, step one, getting you through a complete pre approval process. Step two, find a good realtor. You want to find someone who's experienced, that knows the area that you're buying in, that just didn't start yesterday and jumped on the real estate train in the last 2 or 3 years. You want to find somebody who knows the area, who knows how to negotiate with a seller to get you the best deal possible. Okay. Then, after you found the right lender, which is hopefully me, find the right realtor. I can refer you to I can refer you to one. Now you're going to go find your home. You're going to get out there in that marketplace and you're going to start looking at homes. And that's going to be the hardest part, in my opinion, finding the home. We can do all the homework up front, get you completely pre approved. So you know you're solid when it comes to the financing. And now you got to get out there and go look at the house. And odds are you're never going to find the home that has every last thing that you want, but you're going to find one that ticks off enough boxes that you're going, honey, or or you're going to find one that ticks off enough of the boxes that it's going to be the right home for you and your family. Okay. Then, after you find that house, you're going to make an offer and negotiate with your agent. You're going to do things like getting the home appraised. You're going to get it inspected. The title company is going to do a title search. Once all of the behind the scenes items have been taken care of and cleared, there'll be a closing date set and you will meet with the sellers. There'll be a lot of signing, some checks flying back and forth, and ultimately a set of keys is going to land in your hand that's going to open the front door to your new home. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about my commitment to you and a few reasons why you should choose me as your mortgage broker. Number one, transparency with open and honest communication. I want to make sure that you understand the home loan process before you ever go out and look at a home. And the reason why is this: finding the home is going to be the hardest part of the transaction, not the mortgage. Okay. If my team and I can help you wrap your mind around the mortgage process, that's going to take one of the variables away that might cause you some concern. And you know that you're in good hands with my staff and I, and you know that the financing that you qualify for is exactly what you need. Okay. And with the pre approval process, I'm going to have the ability to assess your wants and needs. I'm going to make sure that you have got the pre approval that fits you and your family's budget, with the right documentation to give to the agents so they know that you're serious about buying a home, that you've taken care of your due diligence up front, and that you're qualified to purchase. Okay. I'm also going to coordinate with the other professionals involved in the transaction, because it's not just you and me. It is you, it's me, it's your agent, it's the seller's agent, it's the title company, it's going to be the attorney's office, it's going to be the real estate appraiser. So there are a lot of people involved in the transaction, and I kind of serve as the hub to all the spokes. So I and my team take care of all the communication so no one's left out in the dark and scrambling at the last minute to help you get that home closed. Okay. Now, my team and I, we care. We absolutely care, because five-star customer service is what delivers five-star reviews, and five-star reviews is what leads to more business for us. So naturally, we try to go above and beyond so you feel like you got white glove service, and that the purchase process, the finance side of it at least, was handled in such a way that it was as smooth as possible. And you got into that home with the least amount of emotional roller coaster riding that you had to do, because we want you to be happy, because that's good for us and that's good for you. Okay. And also, being in the mortgage business, problems do arise, and you want to make sure you work with a professional who has seen some of those problems when they come up. You might make an offer and the appraisal comes in low compared to what the offer price is. Well, that's a problem we've got to address. You may make an offer and have the home inspected and come up with a list of items that have to be dealt with. Well, we might have to troubleshoot that as well. So there are some things that can, pop up that cause the transaction to not go as smoothly as we want, but you want to make sure you're working with a team of professionals like myself and whoever your realtor is that says, hey, we've got this. Okay. And it could be as simple as renegotiating to get something fixed on the repair, on the inspection report, or your realtor may advise you to just say, hey, walk away from this one. It's just not worth it. Okay. So troubleshooting when problems come up so we can get past that and get you into that house. All right. In the end, I wanted to say thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. Again, I am Aaron Gallagher with Edge Home Finance. I want to be your number one mortgage guy. My contact information is in this last slide. You can always reach me at 217-618-6811 or email me at aaron.gallagher at number1mortgageguy.com. And if you did find this video helpful, please leave me a comment down below. That's really going to help me grow my channel. Give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you don't mind. And hit that notification bell as well. That way you'll get notified when I release the next video, which is going to be the 10 common mistakes that you don't want to make when you go to buy a house. Okay. So look forward to that one coming out sometime next week. Looking forward to your feedback. Please reach out with me. Please reach out to me at any time. I'm always here to help. And if you're currently in and under a contract, but your mortgage lender isn't living up to the hype that they said they would, and you need a second opinion, reach out to me. I'm always here to help. Again, 217-618-6811. Have a great day. Bye bye.